So to continue with a shorter or longer, we'll see how it goes. New chapter in this little silly story. Comes to mind. Something comes to mind. Bill Maher made for his last comedy show for this year. Made a short video for him to see when he's 100, with what happened in 2020 and how he survived the pandemic and so on. So I guess this is for me when I'm, well, hopefully 100. I don't think so, but and look back, and even if I actually don't like listening to this, but by that time, by that stage, who knows? So I mentioned last time, the day before yesterday, the fact that there were troubles with this contract the beauty queen had to sign, and it included only obligations, no rights, and it didn't seem right. It's not. It didn't seem. It wasn't right in any way. It was abusive. Notarized slavery. But anyway, I went to lawyers, and as maybe an amusing aside, mother would agree to have me cover and take care of this, but otherwise she was not in favor of me doing anything, getting any rights to. So meeting the parents, by the way, meet the parents. It was in a way like the famous comedy with Robert De Niro as the would-be in-law and Ben Stiller as the frightened, comical would-be son-in-law. Only I think the mother was more fierce than the father. So the Queen of Beauty expected them to visit in Bucharest, and she didn't think it would be a good idea to let them know we are together, so to say. And therefore, I was told to play the part of the lame duck, of the platonic friend. What would be today probably the role of a gay male friend. Unless, of course, we're talking of a very conservative, fundamentalist Taliban family, for which it will be the same. I mean, it would be impossible to accept a lover, just as impossible to sit near a homosexual or LGBTQ of any kind. Wait. So we met, and she said, I'm a friend. She had told them in private, I'm just a friend. I don't think she needed to emphasize that. This is my non-romantic, non-intimate friend. And I played the part. I don't know if I needed to, because I mentioned in another episode, anticipating. They had high expectations, and if I didn't need to be um, playing the distance because they would have been unable to see any possibility for this guy to be with their precious royalty. Even if they actually came from a modest background, had a more modest, which I would visit, apartment with, I don't know, maybe only 3 rooms somewhere in a block of flats in a town in Moldavia, Iași, I can say that. So, on that argument, I don't know why so high expectations. On the other hand, true, they had a piece of paper which said they have a Queen of Beauty in the land. And not just that, the first in 70 years, maybe the first ever, I don't know if they had before the war. I'm not sure. I think I remember I did a stupid thing, confirming them the contempt for this guy. Well, that wasn't contempt. Maybe I'm exaggerating. At that time already, they would feel contempt when they learn some of the story later. But feeling that this is some guy, no threat here, no potential trouble. I left the cars in the car, unlocked the car. Why? Well, first of all, because as I'm silly now, I must have been even sillier then, or I don't know. Maybe a little less sillier than today. Only I did this wrong. The dog was always with me. He was the one who caught the attention. He was the one who responsible in some ways, most ways, for the attachment, for the lucky break, the chance. She talked to him, to the dog. And being with him, I got in the habit, stupid habit, of getting out and opening the back door for him. He would sit on the back seats in the car, and that's not. It doesn't matter. Why am I going into this? With this habit of being with the dog and letting the keys in, I had to go and take the other keys, maybe. Anyway, so that was that. Their visit in Bucharest, not very long. Okay, so later, she would need to travel to, I don't know if she needed, she just felt, I have to go to see my parents. And it was, by this time, it was not just cold weather, it was snowing. It was snowing. And for some reason, we took Laurentiu this time as a decoy, as another element that would make this friendship, this bond, appear non-threatening, to confirm the idea that I'm just a friend and this is yet another friend, and we all know each other, and there's nothing between the 3 of us. It's not a threesome, not a ménage à trois, like in the French movies, literature in general, but just 3 people who know each other. We amuse each other, and communicate and so on, but not give each other a hand, but nothing else. And I offered the ride, and she offered to have her see a little of the town and have her sleep in one of the rooms there, Laurentiu and me. I remember I played chess in her apartment with her father. The father seemed more serene, calm. I don't know if a pleasant man, but anyway, not. I don't have, and I don't think I ever had negative feelings towards him. With the mother, there is something else. There would be a clash coming soon, and through her, I learned that for what it's worth, and that's not much. Signs of the zodiac are not just coincidence. I used to give it some thought because I've read at one point in a Derek Tamash, a writer from Transylvania, from here, Confessions of a Convinced Bachelor, that through the ages they looked at the positions, zodiacs, okay, positions of the different planets, and by other objects in space and the calendar, and on a minimum level, according to different positions, you have different flux of particles towards the earth, and then that flux of particles and the variations will impact on the way we are. To give an example, which is but maybe in the book, the solar activity can be really, really important. In fact, they say that soon we may expect some real trouble in networks for electricity, because there will be some activities every 100 years, which are very intense storms on the surface, whatever that is, and then it will be off in many parts of the world, and some. So, to apply that to humans, maybe if you're born and then you have this flux from here, but that's just probably nonsense altogether. And she was a Leo, and I'm an Aquarius, and I think I've learned that they don't, they just clash also, and it happened in that case. But then I've also said that maybe you have in my sign, you have Ceausescu, okay, but maybe you have also Gandhi. So what? You can be like Gandhi, you can be like Hitler or Ceausescu, and so it's not. Fact is, we would clash soon, but that's for some other time.